What's up, my Nova babes? How are we? How are we feeling after Friday's call? What really stuck out to us? What stood out to us during the Capricorn new moon? I am filming this on Sunday, so I haven't done my new moon stuff quite yet, but my plan is for this new moon. I know we talked a lot about different things on Friday of like what to release, the what I should do versus what I really want to do versus who I really am. And I know for me, like I really got to journal. Like there's a lot of stuff that's like there's a lot of stuff that's up here that I'm like, okay, I gotta focus. I gotta figure this out. And I feel like there's this part of me that is unveiling itself, the real me, right? The real me that is coming through, that is showing up in true form, right? On all aspects, whether if it's within, my family dynamic, or if it's showing up online here or in the group, or, so on and so forth. All of these things of these versions that I thought I should be, or what I thought I could be, or all these other things of what I truly wanted. My wants have changed a lot, but a lot of the things still stand firm, still stand true. And I feel that because I'm solid, right? I'm solid now on my own intuition and what I feel is necessary for my life. And I always used to ask like a panel of freaking people, before I made any type of decision, before I made any type of like change in my life. I always wanted to ask everybody, oh, what do you think about this house? What do you think about this apartment? What do you think about this car? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And sometimes I'd let other people like mess with my thinking. And I I'm not quite sure why this is coming out the way that it is, but it feels like this energy of, and if you're resonating with this for the collective, it feels like all of us are kind of at this place individually, but collectively, where we're like, okay, so who am I really and what do I really want, without the expectations or thoughts or validations of other people. And especially if you've lived your life not like that for a really long time, or like that for a really long time, it's not like a clear overnight change, right? That's not how that goes. But this Capricorn new moon is asking us, like, what are you truly wanting to manifest? What are you really trying to bring in? And how can we do so in a way that flows with who you are, so that you can build to get to where you want to be? And once you do get to where you want to be, it's not out of burnout and exhaustion, right? Because I've reached plenty of goals in my life where I was so burnt out and so exhausted that when that new chapter started, I didn't even give a shit. I was like, okay, I made it. And I'm like dying inside. I don't want that. That's not what I want anymore. When I finally get my apartment, I want to be able to hire movers. I want to be able to have whatever couch that I want, or the decor that I want, or the standing desk, or some of the materialistic stuff. But I also want to have the natural lighting. I want my cozy corner. I want it to feel like home and my family is safe. Like there's a lot of things that I feel that I want. But also in the same regard, how can I expand, right? Because I can feel myself evolving. How can I expand to this next version, this next chapter, without falling apart getting there? And this is new for me. And maybe it's new for you, but this is very new for me. I've always gotten to my goals where I was burnt out and exhausted. And now my new goal, like my manifesting goal, this Capricorn new moon, is to get to the place that I want to be without being in burnout, to have that true balance within and without within my life. That yes, I can have fun and hang out and do stuff with Donald or my friends or family, but also have my own individual time to get myself relax and stress free and have my relaxing weekends, but also have fun weekends, like with the girls. I want to go on cruises. I want to travel the world. Like there's so much stuff that I do want to do, but I have to do so in a way that doesn't just burn me out. And that's really where that Capricorn energy is sitting right now. And it's very heavy right now. Is like, how can we do this without burning out? But also, and I keep seeing teenage, like the teenage version of myself, maybe even feeling really like teenage angsty lately. We're like, well, I don't want to work at all. Like, I don't want to do anything at all. Like, I've worked really hard to get here now, and I want to rest and I want to relax. And like, I get that, but you're an adult now, so you have adult responsibilities. You are in charge of your life. No other adults are in charge of your life anymore. So that teenager inside of you is waiting for the parent to basically be like, no, get your ass up and get to work. But that's not who's coming in. It's this version of you. So if that version, that teenage self needs a little bit more love, needs a little bit more time, needs a little bit more space to expand and say and feel what they really need to say and feel, then let it come through. Don't be that overbearing parent or the parent that tells that teenage version of you to push all of that pain and trauma down. Right? That's what got you in this place in the first place. And that's not what you want, right? But your teenage self is looking for an adult to lead and guide them. And that is you, the version of who you are right now. So you have to be that stability. You have to find that stability within yourself and the version of who you are right now to help those older versions of yourself be able to let go so that you can move on and you can be free. Okay, I'm back. So sorry. That cut off abruptly, but phone call came in, life of being a mother. I am watching my grandma while my aunt is away this weekend. She had some theater tickets with her daughter that they got for Christmas, and it's just been hard, being here and taking care of my grandma and stuff. Like I've told you guys before, it's just a lot being a caretaker, because I'm doing it on both ends of the spectrum, right? I'm taking care of a 1-year-old, well, 21 months, if you will, and I'm also taking care of an 82-year-old. So like both of their needs are very similar, but the way that they need it is very different. And it's just been a balance and a struggle, but I'm glad that my aunt got out and she did a weekend away. I'm going to do a weekend away, so I'm super excited. But let's hop in to the energy that the universe is trying to let us know for this week. Let's tap in. Let's see what these cards are. I'm pulling tarot today. One of my favorite decks, honestly. I love this deck. I love the way that it feels. I love the vibes. So let's see what the universe is wanting us to know for this week. And this Capricorn new moon. Interesting. Straight out of the gate, we have 2. So we have the Lovers in reverse. And this is about disharmony, imbalance, conflict, detachment. I'm about to burp. Confirmation. So when this came out, I immediately started thinking this feels internal. This is not like external. I know the Lovers typically represents like romance, but this is more specifically on ourselves right now, of like there's this imbalance and conflict within ourselves of who we truly are and who we think we should be, especially for other people, and that external validation. Because we also got the Hermit card, okay? Sorry, I'm trying to get this to... Here we go. The Hermit card here is about self-reflection, introspection, searching for yourself, being in that solitude. Not necessarily like never going out, but like doing more shadow work, going a little deeper, finding another layer, right? And maybe you're like, okay, like I've done a lot of that stuff. I just don't know where to start. I don't know where to begin. If you are looking for like a deeper layer, you know where to book me. We can do a tarot read, oracle, somewhere in between. If you're looking for an extension outside of this, like if you really are struggling of like what exactly that it is, or maybe you absolutely know what it is and you're like, all right, I know I gotta sit down, I gotta do that shit, because that's where I'm at. Like I know that there's about like there's 4 distinct pillars in my head right now of things that I know I need to work out within myself and figure out for myself. One of them is like finding that rest where I truly am resting without feeling like I'm being judged or shamed or guilted. And I also feel like there's parts of me that are finding a new level and layer of myself that I need to come to like real terms with. Not like in a bad way, but just like, oh yeah, like you do like these things. You are this kind of person. This is the vibe that you are. This is your energy. And that's a good thing, right? Instead of being like, oh, well, I know certain people in my family or certain people in my life like wouldn't like if I did this or said this or whatever. But that shit doesn't fucking matter, right? Because this is my life. Six of Wands reverse. Okay, this energy is this energy is about lack of recognition, no rewards, lack of achievement. It feels like you've been going really hard, right? Like you've been doing a lot of stuff, but you don't feel like you're seeing necessarily the rewards that you thought you were. Like you're not seeing the growth in the way that you thought. But let me tell you, time is a construct and it's definitely not linear. Okay, time is like this whirlwind. Society puts timestamps on us. That's not what the universe is asking of us. Ace of Pentacles in reverse here. This is about indifference, scarcity, missed chances, stinginess. This definitely feels like instability and scarcity, like especially when it comes around money here. There's this instability within yourself, which is throwing off a chain reaction of feeling scarcity when it comes to money. And money is just an energy, right? There's people that are making money by selling toenails on the internet, okay? Like people can make money in all ways, shapes, or forms. It doesn't have to be a 9 to 5. It doesn't have to be a certain track or career or certain things. There's plenty of ways to make money. But you're concerned about the money because your self-worth is wrapped around the money. And the scarcity that you have within yourself is because, right, you're not letting the universe, because when this is in the upright, this is the universe handing you the money, right? When you're on the path, when you're going down the path, the universe is standing right there like, come get the money, baby. But that is the energy, right? That's the energy that you're feeling unstable, that instability within yourself. That's why, going back to the beginning, hermit, really finding that balance within yourself and being okay with that, because this new version of who you are is going to be okay, is going to be stable, is going to be solid and clear. But you have to understand, for real, you have to understand that within yourself, you are your own balance. No one else can do it for you. That external validation is never going to get you to where you want to be. Queen of Swords. Here we go. Queen of Swords. This is honest. This is independent. This is fair, objective, perceptive, providing constructive criticism. You know what this really feels like? This feels like you standing on fucking business. Okay? See how the cat is like stretching? They're fine, right? They're feeling the energy of you. They're like, we're solid. Like a rock, baby. Okay? Both feet are on the ground. Both hands are filled. Stable. That stability is within you, but you have to trust it. You have to believe it. And maybe there's versions of you that you're still working through, right? There's still parts of you that you're like, oh my God, like what is going on? And I get it. I'm right with you. Three of Cups reverse. Okay. This is scandal, loneliness, solitude, imbalanced social life. Imbalanced social life and loneliness is definitely sticking out. There's definitely times, and I get it, right? I live in Michigan in the winter. I know Chicago, New York, right? We're all over the place. The sad, right? Seasonal depression, that's real. I don't want to go out in the snow either. I don't want to do certain things, but it is very important to still be social, to still be around other people's energy than just within yourself. Yes, the hermit mode is very important for this energy, but also so is collaborating, so is working with other people, being around other people. You can't just stay in the house all the time for like 6 months and then reemerge for the next 6 months. Like, you do have to find balance, but do so in a way, like, I'm just feeling this energy of like friendship. Like, you truly come alive when you're around certain people and you're around like certain friends. I know that's very true for me. And that's the energy that's going to propel you forward into where you truly need to be, right? Of that version of you, of who you actually are, stepping forward, and not who you were. Because who you actually are does have a good social life, does have a good, relationship within themselves and within others. They don't need that external validation, right? All of those things. Four of Pentacles reverse. This is generosity, giving, spending, openness, financial insecurity, reckless spending. This definitely feels like giving and spending. You easily give. It might not be with money. It could definitely be with time. Time is really sticking out here. I keep seeing like a watch. That could be significant for someone, but you are really open and ready to give for other people, like an instant, right? That's those people pleasing tendencies. And you second guess or you throw yourself like off when it comes to you. You're like, oh, but do I really need this? Do I really want this? Is that something? I've been going back and forth on buying this damn purse. It's $25, right? It's off Amazon. It's like a dupe of like this Coach bag that I really like. I could literally return it if I don't like it. But I ended up getting one that was similar at Walmart. Again, it was like 20 some dollars. And now that I've like had it, I don't really necessarily like it. And I'm still hesitant on pulling the trigger. It's $25. I know for a fact I can make $25. I know for a fact I will get $25. I know it'll come back to me, but why do I hesitate? Because I'm like, oh, well, what if Luna needs something? What if I need gas? What if this? What if this? What if this? What if I just need to buy the damn bag? Right? Like, it's those kind of things. Now, granted, that was more of a simpler analogy, but I hope you understand what I'm saying here. We also got the Ace of Swords in reverse here. This is about confusion, miscommunication, honesty. I'm sorry, hostility. This really feels like confusion and miscommunication. And a little hostile. Like, there's definitely that energy of like, there's some people that make you feel very hostile. You're like, ooh, girl, you're pissing me off. Like, and it's not in a way where it's like, oh my God, I never want to speak to you again. But it's very much getting on your nerves to where you're like, okay, you're really stepping on toes. And the miscommunication also aligns with that, right? There's miscommunication within this person, within yourself, within all these other people or whatever, but more specifically within yourself. Like, you're not communicating what you need to these other people. So the miscommunication is coming from you because they're going off of whatever you're giving them. And if you're not giving them what you truly need, then they're not actually going to fulfill or be in that space that they can fulfill what you truly are desiring. Okay, a lot of aces here. Spirit is really coming out to play. Ace of Cups, right? You see this water, you see this overflow. That's good, right? New feelings, emotional awakening, intuition, spirituality, creativity. You're about to hit this overflow of abundance in all aspects. Once you fully start filling up your cup, when you start realizing, understanding who you are and what you need, and you can communicate that to other people, like I said on the call on Friday, just because you communicate it does not mean that it will be well received, but communicating it is a part of the process, is a part of the steps. And just because you communicate it and you feel good about it doesn't mean that other people are going to take it well. That's fine, but at least they know. Confirmation and knowing is a part of, this process. I think about the conversation that me and my mom had a few weeks ago where I'm like, no, I'm mad at you for choosing my abuser and your abuser. Like, yes, I am mad at you. No, I do not want you around my child. But circumstances of where they are, you are going to have to see her. So I'm not inconvenienced. But also, you're on a thin rope. Thin. I will cut that shit immediately. Did she want to hear that shit? Absolutely not. Did she need to hear that shit? Absolutely. Because I am not only protecting myself, I am protecting my daughter. And that's what you have to start thinking, right? Though I know none of the rest of you guys have children, right? But the old versions of yourself are versions of your child, right? Your childlike self. Protect that version of your childlike self. If that's an easier way to understand it, protect them. Show up as the parent or the adult that they truly needed. And when you start looking at that perspective in that way, that's what really changes the game. Because I know for me, standing up for myself was one of the hardest things to do. But standing up for my daughter is one of the easiest things to do. I'm like, absolutely the fuck not. I refuse to let other people traumatize her. I refuse to let myself traumatize her. I already know what that feels like. And I'll be damned if I let somebody else or myself do something along those lines to hurt her. And if you can start thinking about it in that way for yourself, of like, I am the mother or the father or the person to my own childhood self, the adult that they truly needed, then yes, that's when shit starts really changing. Page of Swords reverse, and also Seven of Swords in the upright. The Page of Swords energy is, it just feels like you're a little cynical right now. You're a little scatterbrained. Some of you are being very sarcastic to like certain people in your life. That's like really sticking out. But like scatterbrain is really coming out. Like you're kind of all over the place. I know that's really resonating for me. I really am scatterbrained. But like I said, there's like 4 things that I specifically know that I need to like journal on and like expand. And I know that the Capricorn new moon is tonight, but I know I can't handle all of it within one night. I just don't have that kind of time or emotional stability. But I do plan on every day this week tackling another part of the pillars so that I can come to a better understanding for myself. So I'm not so scatterbrained. So maybe that's something that you could do for yourself. Think map, bubble, brain dump, whatever it is that like helps you clear that static, if you will, in your brain. This is definitely the time to do it. Also, Seven of Swords, right? The Seven of Swords energy here, this is trickery, strategy, resourcefulness, sneakiness, cunning, trickery, lies. Lies is really sticking out, strategy and resourcefulness. Strategy and resourcefulness is you, right? You have to figure out a strategy and be resourceful about it, right? A strategy of staying within balance, staying within your own field of feeling calm, cool, collected. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Like I said in the first part, I'm watching my grandma, so that's a whole thing. But we got grandmama on the monitor here, so if you see me looking over, that's why. But anywho, jumping back, that resourcefulness, all of that energy of this Seven of Swords, that is you, right? You have to figure out that strategy that helps you balance. But the funny thing is, the lies, it doesn't feel like other people lying to you. It feels like you lying to yourself. And that's so funny, because that was something that I said the other day where I was like, I feel like there's parts of me that are lying to myself, trying to tell me that I should look, act, be the certain person, or it should look a certain way, I should be a certain type of mother, so on and so forth. But that's not true. Like, these are lies that I'm telling myself, that it has to look this certain way, that it has to flow this way, the control, I have to control it, it has to look this way. It doesn't. It literally doesn't. And as somebody whose life has been turned upside down, bottom up, twice in the last 2 years, where I feel like I've had to start from scratch, I can definitely say this is such a turning point for me, of understanding that whatever the goal is, you cannot control how you get there. And like, yes, you can have a plan, right? You have to have a plan. You have to have some type of stability and structure, right? Because that's the other part of Seven of Swords. But now we're at this level and this layer of like, oh shit, what are the lies that I'm telling myself that I need to let go of? Devil in reverse, baby. This is you getting the chains released, right? You took the key, you unlocked yourself, you're out. But you're still stuck in the jail. That's the problem. You're still in the jail. You're still in there. You're like, okay, my chains are off. And you're like, okay, so what are we gonna do? And it's like, baby, open the door, run, you're free. But you're still afraid because you feel more comfortable sitting in the jail than actually getting out. And that's the hard part. Okay, we got 3. Justice in reverse. This is injustice, dishonesty, corruption, avoiding accountability. Yeah, avoiding accountability. There's some things that you are not holding yourself accountable for. And it's the way that this is coming through, I feel it very deeply in my heart space. There's accountability that you know that you should be accountable for, but it's hard for you to hold that accountability because you are still struggling with who that person was when whatever said place thing happened with this person. Or maybe it's like with yourself. I'm also feeling like within yourself, like you're not taking accountability on certain actions that you're doing within yourself. Like maybe you're still doing stuff that you know you shouldn't be doing, like hanging out with certain people, being around certain people, talking to certain people, just having certain people around you or in your energy. You know you don't need to be around those people. You know you don't need to be around that energy. You know that you need to tap in to who you are, take that accountability and be like, you know what? Love you, but you're not for this next phase and this next evolution of myself. Because the next part of that is strength. Okay, this is a good thing. This is about the internal strength, the courage, the bravery, the confidence, that inner power. You are stronger than what you believe, but you have to stand firm on that strength. You have to stand firm on that inner confidence, that inner power. This is our moment. This is our time. And we're on our own individual journeys doing it collectively. So how can we get that help from one another, right? Whether if that's with the group, DMing me privately, whatever, right? 10 of Swords in the upright. Or reading. Some of y'all need a reading. Confirmation. And I'm telling you, it is not me just saying that as like a plug, okay? It just really feels like some of y'all really need more clarity on something and you're like struggling on that clarity, and it definitely feels like tarot, oracle, somewhere in between is going to help you. So if that's something that you're contemplating, DM me, let me know, we can figure something out. But 10 of Swords, okay? This energy, this is the energy that's holding you back, right? Exhaustion, bitterness, collapse, failure, ruin, dead end. You know, specifically right here, this says deadlines, and she's like looking at the deadline. That feels like you. Like, it feels like you're looking at this deadline that you have made up for yourself of like, oh, well, I'm 30, I'm 25, I'm 26, I'm whatever age you are, I'm 29. I need to do this. And I hit this deadline and now I'm a loser. Now I'm a failure. No, you're not. Everyone's timeline is completely different. There's literally people out in this world that have been doing whatever for decades, and they didn't finally blow up until, I don't know, Keith Lee came in and reviewed their restaurant or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about the timing of how long it takes you to get to where you truly want to be. It's about getting to where you truly want to be. you don't have to keep worrying about these deadlines. Now, I'm not saying just take your sweet old time either. Like, you still have to be motivated. You still have to be dedicated. You still have to be disciplined on your goals and on loving yourself. But it doesn't have to be a certain timeline. Like, for me, timelines have been a huge thing. Like, I'm like, no. I am 31 years old. I need to be out on my own. I need to do this. I need to do that. I am so filled with trauma and grief and bullshit right now. If I was on my own, I would be struggling. Seriously, I'd be struggling in more than one way. Mentally, emotionally, financially. And I just know that I'm not ready for that yet. Though that's what I really want. If I'm being real with myself, I'm not ready for that. I need the community right here. I need the community in my home. I need the community of even online spaces. I need that. I need that space to connect and be genuine with other people and have other people be genuine with me. I love doing this, you guys. Like, this is something that I'm truly passionate about and that I love. And yes, I am tired. I am emotional. I do have a lot of stuff going on, but this gives me peace. This gives me solace. This gives me a taste of who I truly am and living the life in a way that I truly want. Seriously. The Wheel of Fortune. This is about completion, change, cycles, fate, unexpected events, luck, fortune, change. This is about completing the cycle, right? Your luck, your fortune is changing because your cycle is closing out. And I know y'all can feel it. We have been talking about this, but I know y'all can feel it. The old cycle of where we all started back in May, or wherever you came into this group, that's an old cycle. We're stepping into the new cycle. That's why your anxiety is going through the roof. That's why you're feeling a little off. That's why you're feeling a little scared, nervous, scatterbrained, if you will, because this new version of you, this cycle that's closing out, it's all changing, baby. It is all changing. Yeah. Six of Pentacles is about community, right? Support, sharing, giving, receiving, charity. Just because you're in this group does not mean that every single thing that you say in the chat has to be a well said, well refined chat GPT, whatever. Put in your realest thoughts, put in a voice note, put in a GIF, put in whatever. I don't care. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to shame you. I'm not here to tell you of what it should look like. That's not my job. My job is to show up and be real in my own space so that you can feel the same in my space, so that you can take that energy and expand that out and be able to do that to not only yourself, but your peers, your friends, your family, and even the world, right? That is our even exchange. You don't have to say the pretty perfect things or whatever. And truthfully, when I write the weekly lessons, I'm writing out these lessons and putting them inside of ChatGPT so that there's actual punctuation and spelling and grammar. Okay? Like, if anyone knows me, knows that I suck at writing. Okay, but I'm a really good speaker. But I just don't have the time, energy, or true effort to be able to put all of that in right here, right now, you know? But don't overthink it. Don't overdo it. Don't feel like you have to be the certain person or whatever. But the community here is very significant. You need to not only show up in your community for yourself, but show up for the community as a place to be seen and heard, but also to let other people see you and hear you. Not everyone is out here to judge you. I know it feels like that, but not everyone is. And especially in this group, I don't think any one of us are specifically or even diabolically in the background trying to do that. All right, it feels like we're rounding out in our message here. So let me shuffle through one last time and see what else we got. Anything else that they need to know, universe? Interesting. All right, so we have King of Wands reverse, Two of Cups. Is there one more card? I feel like there's one more card. There is not one more card. So King of Wands in reverse. This energy is about domineering, forcefulness, vicious, powerless, weak leader. This definitely feels like powerless and forceful. You're like forcing the power within yourself. Like you're telling yourself like, oh, if I would only act this way, if I would only look this way, if I would only be this way, then like this is how this can go, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is that's not true, right? You feel like you're a weak leader because you're not actually standing tall and standing on business, because the confidence isn't 100% there. And if you're lacking the confidence within yourself, then other people can easily sniff that shit out. But it's funny because Two of Cups came out right after, right? And this is about unity. This is about harmony. This is about joining forces, mutual respect. A lot of times when Two of Cups comes out, people talk about relationships. And it is. But this is not a romantic relationship. This is a relationship within yourself. You need to find the harmony within yourself. This entire theme that we've been talking about, right? Capricorn is asking you, what do you want? Not what you think you should have, not what you think you should do. What do you actually want? And better yet, who the hell are you even really? Because if you don't know who you are even really, then what you want may not be actually what you actually want or need. And maybe that's what's throwing you off, right? Maybe that's throwing you off of your desires. Maybe that's throwing you off of who you are and what you're doing. This is your moment. This is your time. So as I'm closing it out here, if you're looking for a reading or you're considering it and you want to talk about it, shoot me a DM. We can figure something out. Second, this new moon in Capricorn. I know everyone was on the call on Friday. If you were able to do something tonight, Sunday, as I record this, great. If not, it goes for 3 days. You have all the way till Tuesday. But I would definitely do moon water. I would definitely write out what you're trying to manifest, but also what you're trying to release. And because this is Capricorn energy, you can bury it, you can rip it up, throw it away, burn it, whatever. But you need to really commit to it. Commit to yourself. I know that this was a super long reading today. A lot had to be said, but I love y'all. If you made it all the way to the end of the reading, thank you, of course. Love you guys. And if you need me, you know where to find me. Love you.